my God, it looks so clear. I can't wait to shop.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How are you, friend?
I'm doing great.
Good. This is my pre-K teacher, Miss Jasmine.
Hey, Miss Jazz.
How are you?
All of my girl. I love it.
Thinking I'm talking. All aboard the education station. I am so excited to bring you episode 2. Yes, episode 2. So I am excited to introduce this next young lady. But before we do, you know, I always like to do the housekeeping rules. If you are now looking at this, it is like, share, subscribe time. I want you to click it, like it, share it with your cousins, subscribe to it. So that way you are always caught up in the know, okay? And if you would love to be a part of our podcast and you like, hey, I'm in business, I want to talk about business, or you see a topic that interests you on our podcast, please join in. You can always email us. You can subscribe to this channel and just comment below. Hey, I would love to be on your next podcast episode. So, for those who do not know me, and this is your first time onto the EDU Station podcast channel, I want to say hey and thank you so very much. So, my name is LaShawn Carter. I am a business owner. I've been in business since really 2009, being an entrepreneurship in many walks of my life. If you haven't heard my story, go back, click back some pages. Yep, keep going. I'll be back. Yep, couple of episodes. Nah, I was the first episode. Yes. I was episode 1. Go back and listen to the story, okay? But so what I'm doing right now is women in business, women that have been catching on fire. I've been seeing them all over my Facebook page. They have been doing some great, phenomenal things in the community. They have been empowering other women. They have been doing boss business moves. Do you hear me? So this next guest, I met her. She came to I've been knowing her for a long time, really. As some of y'all know, as Marquita Munchies. And some of you know of her with her wonderful husband that they sing together. They go to weddings. I think they do she gonna tell you a lot more about it, but I mean, they do a whole lot of stuff together. And I am very inspired by their relationship. I love their way of how they love on each other and talk to a lot of people about having a happy marriage. So when I did this podcast and I was talking about, I was like, oh, I thought she was gonna talk about how Marquis, the munchies, because baby, I like to eat, and baby, she made some cookies for my event, and I don't think the teachers got to eat them. I ate them. I did. So I thought she was gonna be talking about that, y'all. But she showed me, she was like, no, we're gonna talk about Dupes Up. So it was created to empower, encourage, and motivate couples to fight for healthy and happy marriages, you guys. Who don't want a happy and healthy marriage? Especially women like us, like me, that's in business, and you're trying to multitask that thing. You're trying to figure out, like, how do I keep my husband happy, but I still run a successful business? How do I delegate? How do I make time? So she's going to be sharing some tips and giving us ladies some advice on how you can still run your business and still be a lovely wife, and how to spice it up sometimes when you in business. Like, don't always be business. You know, he don't want to hear business all the time. He want to hear stroke his ego a little bit. I'm just going to say it. I'm going to say it. Some of y'all need to hear it anyway. But so I'm getting ready to bring her on. So I want y'all to sit back, relax, get your favorite cup of whatever you like to drink. I got mine. You go get yours. Yes, it's Hustle Girl season. Go get yours, okay? So I'm going to sit back and I'm going to bring her onto the stage and let her introduce herself and talk to you guys. Marquita.
Hey, how you doing, girl?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I am well, thank you. I'm well. I'm blessed.
I am excited. I'm so glad that you episode 2, because I am struggling in that area of just trying to find that balance. I miss my marriage dates, and it's just been business for me. So I want you to first introduce yourself to everybody and tell them who you are, and then we'll go from there.
Absolutely. Yes. My name is Marquita Wilkes, and I am the owner of 2 businesses now. Marquita's Munchies is my first business. It is my baking business. That's my baby. And so I do all kinds of baked goods and wedding cakes and anniversary cakes and birthday cakes and all that good stuff. And then I also have the business that I'm going to talk about today, which is Dukes Up, that I co-founded with my amazing husband, Sean. And we have just been on this journey of empowering and motivating happy, but not just happy, but happy and healthy couples. So that's what we're going to talk about today.
I'm excited. So I had to put this logo back there because when I think about it, I'm like, yeah, we know how we fight for our marriage, but we know
Right.
how we put the gloves on to keep our marriage going and don't let the devil be busy because it gets mad and angry too. So
Yes.
like I said, I love the whole concept of Dukes Up. When I first seen y'all started, I was like, I said, now what is this about? I did. I was like, what is, because all you seen was the boxing gloves. So
Right.
what made you really, you and your husband really sit down and say, we're just gonna start this business? Like this it.
Okay, so well, it started out with my husband actually as a vision. It came to him back in 2018, and it really started from our own struggles. Back early in our marriage, we're getting ready to celebrate our 18-year anniversary on April the 7th. But the first 3 years, thank you. Yes, we're excited. Those first 3 years though was rough, and I believe divorce came up like every week. And we had to figure some things out. Like I was done, he was done, we were just done, you know. And so I believe Dukes Up was born out of those struggles and out of the journey that we had to take to get where we are now, because we literally had to come to a decision. Are we going to walk away, or are we going to put our dukes up and fight? And thank God we chose to put those dukes up and fight for our marriage. And we're blessed because of that. You know, what we have today is, is the product of that, of us putting our dukes up and fighting for what we knew God had intended for us.
Oh, that's beautiful. And it makes, like, when I express to people like, how did you and your husband stay together this long? I said, what? I don't like to learn nobody new. So I don't like to learn. I said, honey, when I said the death do us part, we death do us part. I ain't got time to go learn nobody
Right.
new. Got to go figure out what's okay with you. And then if I say something wrong, my husband knows my mood swings, he know everything else. I'm good with that. So
Right.
if we have a
Yes.
challenge, I'm gonna sit down and talk about it. If he like, I just didn't like how you talked to me
Right.
today. Okay, well,
Right.
that's your feeling. But okay, now then I'll be like, okay, well, let me fix it the next time. Let me make sure that ain't
Right.
I hate to hear, I hate to hear marriages say, well, he slept in the guest room and I slept in the bedroom. No,
Right.
we ain't got to do. No, let's talk about this before we lay our head on that pillow. And
Yeah,
again,
exactly.
we've been looking for a company like yours to come around to help us understand how can we not be so frustrated. Or let me tell you like this: go tell your girlfriend down the road instead of telling your spouse how you really feel.
Mm-hmm.
Having that conversation in house instead of having that conversation out the house. So, what's your tip on that?
Right.
Because
That is the tip. Like, so I made a post maybe 2 weeks ago, and the caption was, who do you talk to when you and your husband are having issues? And then my answer was, my husband. That's who I talk to. I talk to him when we having issues. I'm gonna go talk to him, the source. I'm going straight to the source.
that's it.
I mean, that's the only way to do it, because when you start involving outside influences, people are going to always give you bad advice, especially the ones that ain't even married or don't even have a relationship. They have all the advice in the world.
They're the experts.
And it's always bad advice, because they're going to tell you to leave. Then you know what? A lot of times when they're telling you to leave, it's so they can creep in and get what you got.
That was your business tips. I hope you're writing this stuff down for those that's looking to be married and those that are already married. You got, and I commend myself on that. I never even to my mom, I'm not going to my mom and be like, I'm frustrated with him about this, and this. If I have not had that conversation with him, I don't need to have that conversation with nobody else but Jesus and him. Jesus and him. That's it. And so, and I see that a lot of in relationships. They, they try to involve everybody else, and then they wonder why your is spread from social media to social media page, and why so and so know everything else. It got to go back to the source of who you told it to.
Exactly.
So, we're gonna move that pivoting right onto so that shaped your whole journey, you and your husband journey, to talk more about open relationship, your relationship goals, and what did you really want to do. Because I remember me and you talking at the vision board party, and you said, I really want to conduct a marriage vision board party, which you did. How did that go?
So it was a goal setting party, a mid-year vision board party here in May. But what I wanted to do at the beginning of the year was a goal setting event where the couple sat down and planned our goals together, which was very, very beautiful. And so when we come together in May, we're going to revisit those goals and see which ones we can check off our list.
And so what type of, it could be any type of goals that you make with you and your spouse that y'all want to see within each other, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Like it could be financial goals, traveling goals, whatever your goals are in your marriage, more intimacy goals, planning more date night goals. It could be whatever you wanted it to be. But you're doing it with your spouse. You did it, together as a couple. So you had to talk about it. You had to plan together to come up with those goals. And, we put it on a board, not a vision board per se, but on a goal. We wrote those goals down. So we have, like my husband and I, we have ours on the refrigerator right now. So when we reach those goals, we go and cross them out. So we have like 3 goals that we've already crossed out this year so far. So we're doing pretty good. We're on track.
Okay. I commend y'all on that. Yes. Yes, and that's very important. That's very important that you share your goals and aspiration with your partner, with the person that you're with. So that way they can understand what's our next step. What do we need to move looking forward to? That's something like me and my husband, we always switch Valentine's Day and anniversary day. So one year I plan Valentine's Day, then he plans the vacations for the upcoming anniversary. That's just been our thing since we met each other. And so it'd be like, is it my turn or your turn? And he'd be like, it's your turn. I'd be like, I feel like it was my turn last year. But I'm a big Valentine person. I like Valentine's Day. Even though people like you should, I do. I share my love with my husband every single day. I mean, that's something that we talk every single day.
Right.
Sometimes we talk like within the hour, within 30 minutes. I'm like, hey, didn't I just talk to you? Yeah. But anyway, I meant to tell you
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
We still on the phone, and he like, well, we right here beside each other. We're great, but we still on the phone. And so that's like I tell people, that's my go-to person.
Yeah.
If I'm struggling with something, or something not going right in my life, I'm gonna call my husband and be like, okay, what you think about this, and this scenario? What you think about this? Because that's my conscience, regardless, because it's gonna come back to him, and he gonna be like,
right,
it don't make sense. It don't make sense. Don't even try to make sense.
So, right, exactly.
And that's even with me, my business. I included him on a lot of my all of my business ideas. Anytime I want to play an event, anytime I want to do anything, this entrepreneur journey wasn't easy, and it wouldn't have been easy without my husband being there to support and take care of the
yeah.
I can go fly and catch a flight the same day, and he take care of the household. And some people feel that, okay, well, where do your husband be? Well, where you think them kids got to be?
Right.
With your husband. So, or running to go to the store, do anything else. So it's very important that you include your husband on your entrepreneur journey.
Right.
Or your spouse, whatever your spouse is. Let them know, hey, this is what we finna land into. Like entrepreneurship. Today, entrepreneurship is ghetto. It's ghetto.
It is. It's very ghetto. It is overrated.
I did. Uh, so, with one lesson you wish you would have had to learn when starting up this business, um, what's something that you kind of was like, dang, I wish I would have known that a little bit earlier in my career, um, that can really like, be like I would have did a little things a little different, or it's okay. I learned from it.
Um, I think one thing we would have done differently is probably, hmm, let me think about that. One thing I think we would have done differently is just better planning.
Mm,
When we started Dukes Up, we had no idea it was going to be what it is now. Like it was never in our plan for us to be a nonprofit. It was never in our plan to be a
yeah.
501c3 organization. So that was not even in the plan. We just wanted to hang out with couples and share with other like-minded couples. That was all we really wanted to do. So if I had to guess, I would say just plan better. I think we probably would have formed our nonprofit sooner than later because we just formed our nonprofit in January. So we're very, very brand new in
Mhm.
this. So this is a whole new journey for us. And just really sitting down and talking to people who already have nonprofits and letting them pour into us so we can see, exactly what our next moves needs to be. So that's what we would have done. We would have mentored or been mentees to people who already have nonprofits to get some better insight of what that journey looks like.
Oh, that's real good. Especially when it comes to them 501c3s. I see a lot of
Yeah.
people are starting to get a 501c3. Um,
Hmm.
I asked someone, they be like, look, if you don't have a 501c3, go get one underneath your business, and I know it's not as easy as everybody. They you know how they get it and they think they're the experts of it then, but it's really a
Right.
lot. And I remember when you
It
told me you
is.
were for your 501c3 for Dukes Up.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
Mm-hmm.
great. Like I said, it's a lot of marriage retreats. I heard y'all do marriage retreats. Y'all meet up to
Right.
do
Right.
things, and not just that, they educating you in the same time when they're there with you. They're educating you about like
Yeah.
healthy boundaries, relationship goals. I seen something on the Facebook where
Mm-hmm.
y'all talk about, y'all help other couples talk about it's like couple therapy, but also like a little spice. Like, what can you do to spice your relationship up? Oh, it froze on me for a little minute, then I seen you come back. So that's what
Right.
I really like
Right.
about it. When I seen it, I was like, and especially in January, that's when I was telling you in January when we was at the vision board party. I was so excited. I was like, yes, because um I have seen y'all progress. I can say from my
Yeah.
standpoint, being the person that's out here and knowing you and your lovely husband and seeing the growth between starting this business and how y'all have expanded this business. Um, and not
Mm-hmm.
just two couples to y'all. I see now that y'all have like 6 or 7 or 8 couples showing up into your events. And now many more once we
Mm-hmm.
talk about the events that you're getting ready to come up with. So my next thing is,
Right.
give me 3 tips you would give a woman in business um, that is married, and how that if she's, like I told you, struggling with trying to balance her business and her marriage.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, the first thing I would say is balance. Learn balance because if you don't have that balance, somebody or something that's going to get left out, and that's never good in a marriage. Um, and that's something that you just have to learn. It's not something somebody can tell you how to do. They just, it's just something that you have to do. You got to make sure that your business endeavors does not take up the time from your spouse, from your husband, because he still needs his time. He still needs his wife at the end of the day. So you got to learn to say no a lot.
Ooh,
You got to learn to say no. You got to learn to set boundaries. Boundaries are very necessary because you can't constantly pour into everybody else and not pour into your own husband because he's first. He's
That's
first.
that's
He's
that.
first. You're one. Yeah, you're one. That's the one you made the covenant with, and you can't leave him hanging because the enemy will use any opening to creep on in. And if you're not giving your husband that attention, somebody is always sitting on the edge waiting to creep in. And you don't ever
Girl,
want to give the enemy any opportunity.
I'm speechless at the moment, but you're so right. You're you're so right. Because I just had this conversation with somebody. I said the enemy is busy, and if he can't attack you, he'll go through your spouse, he'll go through your children, he'll try to
Yeah,
attack the loved ones
yeah.
that's coming to you. Have you thinking your man cheating, and have you thinking that somebody doing this and this, and that, and it's not the case. But if you have that open
Mm-hmm.
conversation that you teach it into the marriage people, have open conversations, have that
Yeah.
dialogue where you know your spouse. So if somebody come to you with
Yes.
like that ain't my spouse, that ain't my spouse. I know
Right.
it's
Right.
not.
Right.
I'm not gonna believe it.
Yeah.
Nope. But if you don't
Right.
communication, then you're gonna believe whatever hit your doorstep.
Exactly. So yeah,
And
that line of communication has to stay open.
that setting that boundaries. I had a conversation about that today of just setting that day, going back to setting those, which we did last Friday. We went back to setting those day dates, just having a night date,
Mhm.
going out, business is done.
Mhm.
Let's go out, now I want to go back to just going to
Right.
vacation, just start setting that things up. And then that again, that goes with the couple goals, like setting that date and
Yeah.
planning it. Hey, we taking off this day and we going here.
Right.
That's our goal. Our
Right.
goal is to take
Exactly.
at least 4
Yeah.
vacations throughout the year with no kids. Nah, but
Okay. Okay.
but I get it. And then
Hmm.
the balance, especially for
Yeah.
those new entrepreneurs in business, it's easier said than done. Trying to find
It
that
is.
balance when you first starting out.
Yeah.
You want to be the best wife, you want to be the best mother, you want to make sure that you're still showing up to the kids' softball games and the husband work
Yeah.
events. And you like, but I gotta make sure my business is taken care of. How do I do all of
Yeah.
that and
Yeah.
still set it up? And that one thing I have
Hmm.
realized, and I can only speak for myself, and you can chime in if you want to, that I had to just find a shut off day
Yes.
and really just look at my schedule and say, I gotta have some interrupted time. Like I literally just
Yeah.
said that. I said, I haven't had a shut off day. I need a shut off day. And because it disturbs
Yes.
your household, it disturbs your marriage if you do not have a shut off
Yeah.
day. So you can't
Yes.
be just
Mondays is mine.
Mondays. Ooh,
Yes. Mondays is my shut off day. Yes, ma'am. Uninterrupted. That's my day.
what my husband. Monday's gonna be my new shut off. Mondays, one of Mondays. Girl, he been on, I said, what? But even for my men, I'm not just gonna leave my men out. Y'all deserve a shut off
Right.
day. Just a shut off day. And I
Exactly.
understand when 7 o'clock hit, most people like, I'm done with business. Don't interrupt me. I'm talking about
Yes.
a day where you're not doing nothing but focusing on yourself and getting yourself. Because she said it, y'all. You can't fill up somebody else's cup if your cup is not filled.
Exactly. If you running on E,
And
how
some
you
of us
gonna fill
business,
somebody else's cup? Mm-hmm.
and I know I'm guilty for it because I talked about it today. I
Yeah.
was like, I need a shut off day. I need a shut off day. But I'm always been in
Right.
hustle. I always been in that grind mode. I'm always like,
Yeah.
okay, what's my next event? What's my next thing? Because that's
Yeah.
just how
Yeah.
mine is operated. It's like wired
Yeah.
differently. everybody else, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
but
And
I
I'm the
have,
same way. My mind don't shut off. Like I literally have to be like, okay, stop, just stop. Because I'm in overload all the time. I'm like, okay, babe, I thought about this for Duke's Up. Babe, I thought about this. What do you think about this? Because I include him in everything. You know what I'm saying?
stay out Pinterest.
Yeah. Yeah, Pinterest can be the devil.
Girl, I gotta say our Pinterest because I shoot my husband something real quick on Pinterest and TikTok,
Yeah.
and he's like, what is that? Never mind, that's an ideal I'm coming up with. Don't worry about it. And he'd be like, okay.
Right.
One thing about, and anybody know my husband, he's an easygoing guy. He just be like, okay.
Right. Right. He just go with the flow.
I don't know where my husband or my wife taking us, but we're going somewhere. So it's like,
Right.
and like I lay down in my bed because one of my staff asked me, she said, do you ever sleep? You like a bat. You might sleep and you might not sleep. What I said, nah, I'm more like this. I got one eye sleep and one eye open. Don't worry about it. I sleep. But
yeah.
I do rest that shut off day. Woo! Because I'm saying I can't wait till that shut off day. But
yeah.
My women entrepreneurs, that's how your body is telling you it's time for a shut off day. It's time for you to reunite with your spouse, reunite with your family. You know, business gonna be business. It's still gonna be there when you get back.
Yeah. You got to recharge. You got to recharge. You have to. If you don't recharge, you're going to burn out.
Be sick and tired.
Yeah.
And so my other question to you, because we still got a little bit more time.
Okay.
What's the biggest challenges you have faced as a woman in business, and how did you overcome them?
The biggest challenge was me just self-doubting myself, not even realizing the potential that I had within myself. That was the biggest challenge. Like I had to get over myself really, and be like, girl, you got this, girl, you can do this, because I really did not think I could do this. Like, I'm like, I don't have this or I don't have that, you know, just basically trying to talk myself out of it for the longest, because of what I didn't have. And I realized what I had within me.
Right.
So that was a big hurdle to overcome it. What was the second part of the question?
And then it said, how did you overcome it? Like, how did you overcome that self-doubt?
Well, my husband did actually help me a lot. Because I had, like I say, when I have issues, I talk to him. So even in my baking business, I almost quit, I don't know how many times. And, you know, we sat down and we talked about it, and he just encouraged me, like, you have a gift, babe. You can't give up on your gift. And so he encouraged me and he built me back up. He helped to build me back up and believe in myself again that I can do this. So that's very, very important. You really, really need the support of your spouse as a woman in business. If you're married, you definitely that support from that spouse is so important and so key.
Yes.
It is so key.
And that's what they don't realize. Like, whatever I'm weak in, I know what my husband is strong in. I know his expertise.
Yeah.
Same with me. He know my expertise. He'd be like, because I'll say something, he'd be like, now, you know, when you walk in the room, you gonna talk to the flower wall. Like, we just did our commercial to yesterday, and I couldn't get my lines to save my life. And he was like, and I was like, no. And he was like, okay, you gotta say it however you want to say it anyway. So I'm just gonna walk away. Then he'll come back over. And he's like, just think of it like this. And I'm just giving him that eye, like, and he's about to, okay. So I don't know how many takes we did on the commercial. I think it was about 4. And then he can sense not being myself. So he'll be like, no, because that's not my wife. So he'll automatically be like, no, that's not you. No, that's not you.
Yeah.
It's your personality. No, you mimicking something else. Let's not. No, we want you. Where's you? And I'm like looking at him like, what? And so that him and my son and my daughter are like my focus points. If my husband not there and my son is there, I can focus on my son and I can just go right into it. If my husband is there, I can like focus on my husband, and it's like Like it's more like when people say when they get nervous in a room or something like that, you think of your happy spot. They are my happy spots.
Right.
So
Right.
go. I can go. When I see them there, I'm like, okay, boom. And so that was like that self-doubt we talked about. That was something I had to deal with within myself, that I had to like learn that not everybody gonna like me, but I like me.
Right.
You know, not everybody is gonna agree about my business, what I do for my business, but it's okay because God downloaded the plan in me. He didn't download the plan in others, because if he downloaded the plan in others, then it wouldn't be the business that I had. Because that's not the,
Exactly.
you know, so I had to
Right.
get rid of, and I'm speaking to all entrepreneurs, get rid of that self-doubt and taking that torch of I gotta be better than everybody else. You already got the plan. They don't have the plan because God gave you the plan. He designed it just for you.
You're right.
So if somebody else come up, like I told somebody else can come up with a daycare tomorrow. Oh well. Somebody else can come up with a candy shop tomorrow. Oh well. God gave them that plan. Let that plan run with them. And so I had to get rid of that, and then finding that what I just wrote down in my notes was finding that person to help build you up, which is your spouse.
Right.
Because I've been with mine
So
for
important.
I think we've been together 21 years, probably longer than that. But we're going on 16 years of marriage. And I tell people all the time, I'm like, something I know for a fact God designed this puzzle perfectly, because couldn't nobody tolerate LaShawn Carter. Some days I can't tolerate myself, but I can tolerate me.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
I was specially designed just for him.
I say the same thing. Yes.
I'm like,
because he the only one that can put up with you.
and I'm probably the only one gonna put up with him, and he like vice versa. So it's
exactly. Right.
He got to deal with me, which is my daughter that acts like me. So he's like, oh, I got both. Lord, okay. Yep. I know what I got to deal with now. You know, so it's like I can't really explain to people like, no, have you now at all. My husband is what he is. That's all I want. I don't want nothing else. That's who I want to be with. That's who I see. I see our future out to be. That's why I see everything else. Like, no, business wise, like I tell women, because somebody asked me, how is it working with your husband? Wonderful. That was my ideal dream. I always told my husband, I'm gonna take you off your job and you're gonna be able to work with me. We're gonna work together on this business together. We're building a harder enterprise.
Right. Yep.
And will you struggle? Yes, you're gonna struggle. Are you gonna have those days when you want to choke each other out? Yep, just go ahead and do it.
Yep.
And,
do it and get it out your system. Yeah, just get it out your system and move on.
My husband will tell you every day, he's like, I need a meeting with you. I need a meeting with you. Can I get a meeting? Can I? Last night I got out of class and he probably over there in his office like, she ain't lying. I still need my meeting.
Yeah, right.
And I'm like, I just got out of class. I got an 8 o'clock class. I've been going since time to 8 o'clock. You want a meeting? But it's important to have your meetings, okay? It's important.
Yeah. That's one thing Sean and I do. We have what we call our strategy meetings. And our meetings are normally in the morning. We like to get up early on the weekends when when he's off. But it's before I start working on the weekends because you know the nature of my business. I'm slinging cakes. But normally early on Saturday and Sunday mornings before I start my day, we have our coffee planning sessions. We get our coffee, we go in the living room, and we just plan and strategize together.
And that's
what we want to do for that week.
What was it? Afternoon date days. He probably like, yeah,
Hmm.
you. But of course, we opened up the education station, so it kind of took our
Yeah.
mornings away on Saturdays because we used to do planning
Yeah.
Saturdays, and we'll go to Drake's. That was
Okay.
our number one spot, and or we'll go to
Okay.
a breakfast spot. We try to try new restaurants. So if
Right.
you a new restaurant out there in Chattanooga that we have not tried, hit me up because we like trying new restaurants and seeing what they got to
Yeah.
offer. My husband is a Google review, so I'm telling you now, if you're not together, he will he review the good and the bad. He'll leave you with some good reviews. Okay, so
Okay.
but
Okay.
and I miss that because we strategize not just business, but just what we need for the household. What are some things that we need to work on far as getting this done, that done, and where can you help me
Hmm.
at? And I, sometimes it do be just about me, but I'll be like, okay, what do you got going on? Like what
Right.
is how's school going? Like, what are you doing far as this? This class is da, 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 da. And now that I'm back in school, I can kind of feel his breath, like, oh, okay, we both getting this degree. I got his degree.
Hmm.
He's gonna get my degree
Hmm.
with me. So it does
Okay.
to having that. I can't stress it enough, ladies. Having that meeting, having that one-on-one time, having that reconnection time is important.
It
Even for my
is very
sister that work
important.
a 9 to 5, that work don't is not an entrepreneur, and you working a 9 to 5, or you just busy doing lifing, and you're married.
Yeah.
Still make that time. Stamp that in your notebook. Put it on your calendar on your phone or wherever, however you have it documented. Somebody's blowing me up right now. However you have it documented, just do it. Just
Right.
do
Just
it, and
do it. Just
don't
make
try
it happen.
it. Try not to skip it. Like she said, clear your date book. It don't overbook
Yeah.
yourself. If you know Friday's gonna be y'all date day or date morning or whatever, don't book
Hmm.
something without having that conversation with your spouse to say, "Hey, is it possible we can move it to this day?" But try not to make that a every day, every time thing.
Hmm.
Because then that person feels like, "Oh, I'm just last. Everybody else first."
Right.
And it happens. It happens, and I
It
can give
does.
testimony
It
for it.
does.
Because you be
Right.
business mindset, and you're not even thinking of the relationship that you got to go lay home
Hmm.
lay down with this person, and they like, well, oh, how you doing? I ain't seen you in about 5 weeks and 2 days.
Right. That
You
it
still
can
live here?
happen real easy. Yeah.
You
You
still
still live
live
here?
here?
Yeah.
Well, here's your pile of mail. Dang,
Right.
you know. So
Yeah.
get into that habit. Get into that habit of having that day. And I'm speaking on myself too, ladies. I give myself a challenge. If you're watching this
Yeah.
and give yourself a challenge for that month. Go ahead and look at your month right now and say, I'm finna schedule some me time with my spouse. This day, this day,
Yeah.
this day. Mark it. And if you
Hmm.
look at it, share it with me. You can go here, find me on Facebook, the EDU station, inbox me and say, hey girl, I did what you said. I sat down and I made some time for me and my man. Me and my husband
Right.
finna have, even if it's you and your wife, put it on that
Hmm.
date. It's important once you see it there, and then set a reminder. You got 3 days till you finna
Yeah.
have a date. Set a reminder because life be life, and I agree. So before we get ready to close it out, I want them to know about the events that you have coming up. You gave me 2 events, which is the Dukes Up Couple
Hmm.
DIY Doormat Workshop. Now I'm excited about this. I need me a new doormat,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
want mine
Me
to say,
too.
keep away. We don't like company, or we don't do humans. If you
Yeah.
don't have
Yeah.
a food stamp card, you are not accepted in this house. Uh,
Uh-oh. Yeah, we need that food. Yeah, we need that.
do you
So
ever had
yeah.
them visitors to come by? They just want to eat up all things you got in your house. Boo, I don't get food stamps. But
Hmm. Hmm.
but tell them
Right.
about the that workshop that y'all got coming up, and what's the date?
Okay. So it's actually coming up this Saturday. It came up quick. This coming Saturday on the 22nd at 5 o'clock, we are doing a DIY couples doormat workshop. So we have about 10 couples, I think, that have signed up that are going to be joining us, and we're going to create doormats together to put, outside our doors. And I think that's pretty cool because each couple was able to choose their own design
Oh, it's already
for.
pre-made and everything else. Okay.
So we're going to design our own. We're going to design them. So of course the doormats are already cut, but as
Mm-hmm.
far as the designs, we're going to create those together. So each couple
Oh,
has their design already picked out. So when we get there, we'll create the designs that we've picked out. So no couple will have the same doormat. And I think that's pretty cool.
I want to put the Carters live here.
And that's fun. And that creates team building.
Yeah.
So we like to do team building activities with our couples.
Okay, that's why I'm finna ask.
And
So
that's one of the
what is
things
the
that, we love to do.
team building? So that's why I was gonna ask, what is one of the things that y'all like? What is I know it's creating doormats, but is it more like you said, it team building, communicating? So they're gonna be painting together, they're gonna be communicating,
Strategizing, planning. Yeah.
One fun thing me and my husband did that I really want to go back to doing, and I probably messed it up, and I correct it later. But it was the chef downtown where you cooking. I am not a cooker by no means. Sorry, my husband didn't marry me.
Oh yeah.
He didn't marry me for my cooking, so I feel like it, okay. But baby, this man was talking about some measure this, make some balls, and do this, and do the steak, and I forgot what we even made. But I had so much fun because I met a woman that didn't cook either, and she was doing the same thing I was doing, sipping our wine, watching our husbands go over there to that pot. But it was so much fun because we was there with other couples. She was like, I don't cook either. I don't know what
we have definitely talked about doing that. I'm very, very interested in doing that.
It's really fun. The price was good because you get a bucket, you get a lot of food. You get a lot of food. But not only that, you gotta learn, you gotta communicate with each other. So he was like, no, that's not how you do the cheese grater. I don't know how to do no. That's why I got a pack of cheese that's already shredded, baby, and throw that down in there. What is we doing? These are nails. These are not no. And so the other couple that was in front of us, and you don't know each other, but we all making a food. So everybody's making a piece of the food that you're getting ready to eat. So we might be vegetables, and y'all are on pasta, and somebody else is on the sauce for pasta. So we gotta trust everybody's hands clean, and they know what they're doing.
Right.
But we had so much fun. I would tell you if it was not right or not, because I couldn't tell you what it was. I was like, tastes good to me. But it was a fun engagement thing. And so I feel like the doormat is something just as similar, just having that fun activity, talking, communicate with other couples, making sure that everybody have their ups and downs and everything else, and be able to be open, just be like, it's other silly couples out there in Chattanooga besides me. So then the next thing is the marriage retreat, the healing factory.
Yeah.
I love the name. Talk about it.
So we are very excited about the healing factory, and my husband came up with that name because we want to promote healing in marriages, because so many marriages are sick and they're not healthy. And we want to get these couples to a place where they are healthy again. It's one thing to be happy, but we want you to be happy and healthy. Healthy is very important. So we designed this retreat just for that reason. And I think that's a dope name, the Healing Factory, because when we come away from this thing, we're going to be healed. We're going to be refreshed. We're going to be renewed, and we're going to be recommitted to our spouses.
Oh, she said renewed, refreshed, and recommitted.
Yes. That is the goal. So it is in October. It's October the 10th through the 12th. And we're going to be in Gatlinburg. And so we're really excited. This is our first retreat, and This time we limited to 10 couples because, like I said, this is our first one and we kind of like getting our feet wet, just testing the waters to see how it goes. And what our goal is, we want this to be, of course, an annual thing, if not twice a year, however God sees fit. But we want it to grow and we want to add more couples as the year goes on. And we actually have a waiting list right now. So if couples decided that they could no longer go or situations change, like we literally have a waiting list because so many couples wanted to participate and we just hate that they couldn't. But we have more things on the horizon. So we're very excited about that.
I hear that we need to up the number from 10 to about 20. You let them other people come in there so they can get refreshed, reconnected, and rejoin. Don't be leaving them people out. Where hubby at? Leave the people
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
But I do it's bigger. It's big.
Yeah. And the issue we was having was like finding accommodations for more than 10 couples. Like that was like the big issue. Just finding accommodations for something really, really nice. You can find those little rinky dink spots and we not about that. So we're not gonna settle. We're gonna, we want something nice. So like I said, we're just getting our feet wet. I have over time found some new, accommodations for future retreats that are bigger and that are nicer and, more accommodations and more amenities for the couples. But the thing that we really, really got to focus on this year in 2025 is funding for our nonprofit because, every business needs money. And so that's one of the things that we got to focus on because we want to be able to empower couples, but we want to be able to help couples and bless couples through our activities and through our date nights and through our retreats and things of that nature. So of course, we need money to do that. So funding is going to be our big focus this year.
So y'all do a lot
to make
of
those things happen.
Do y'all accept donations?
Yes.
Or okay, so
Yes.
they do
we
accept
accept donations, sponsorships. Yes. Sponsorships, all of that. Yeah. So we welcome donations because we definitely have some things planned. We got big things planned, and so we need big money to do it.
I see chapters. I see for some reason I feel like city chapters that we know we local Chattanooga, but I see like different chapters being formed to be able to help a lot of marriages, not in just Chattanooga, Tennessee, but across the nation because it's a lot of people that you haven't reached just yet. And I know your husband y'all have a podcast that come on what days?
We do Sunday evenings.
Sunday evenings on the Dukes is
Sunday
up.
evenings at 7.
At 7 on the Dukes is Up Facebook page. So please, I'm gonna make sure that I put this information out there to let y'all know that y'all can go visit her Facebook page, the Dukes Up. And they have a podcast that they air out as well. And I try to get on there when I can. That Sundays be my shutdown day. Can I be on my shutdown day? Because I'm busy. I work 7 days a week, really, and I try to get everything done and go to bed. But go over there and like, share, subscribe as well, you guys. Be able to even if you're me personally, because I have some people that's not married, but they ask me married questions. That can help you right then and that podcast can answer some of the questions that you ask or thinking about, like okay, should I be doing right now? I've been with a guy for 7 years and he still don't want to be married to me. What are some suggestions that you give? And that's something that they can probably help you with within that podcast to say, hey, look for this, or how that communication, how that conversation with where that person goes is. Do they see themselves married? Or they might see themselves single. Life. And that's people are wasting time and need to move on to the next, even though they probably, that ain't what you want to do. But that's where I feel like that misguided advice from other people can lead you down the wrong path. And go to some people that's an expert in this, that have research, they have their certificates in them. They know what they're talking about, okay? And not only that, they plan and they have other couples that they also reach out and talk to as well and help and guide them in their relationship journey. Before we get ready and close it out, I do want to tell you thank you so very much. I don't know why I see like a graduation ceremony with these couples and everything else, but honey, that'd be something we talk about off camera. But
Yeah, see, get out my business. Get out my business. You all in my business right now. See, you already in my business.
my head done went to
Get
spinning.
out my head. Get out my head.
I'm like, God,
Look, me and
okay,
my husband had already talked about. Me and my husband literally just had this conversation like 2 weeks ago about having a ceremony, but I ain't finna get into it right now because I don't want to give it away. But
I
yeah, get
know.
out my
Yeah,
business. Get out my business.
you know, I was connected then because I was like, okay, God, I'm
Yeah.
gonna be obedient. Oh, I see graduation. I like literally, I did. I seen like a ceremony of just the people just being happy. When you said refresh, you know,
Yeah.
you know, because a lot of times
Recommit.
we got married. Like me and my husband got married in 2009. That was back in the day. You know that the papers say that's old. They went old, but we got married in 2009, and that was a whole different ball game when you got married to now. How you look at marriages? They spending some money on these weddings, baby. I'm like, oh Jesus. I remember my reception hall only cost me $500, and y'all talking about reception hall costing y'all about $40K or more. Are you getting married in the same place? You know, and so
Right.
I didn't
So
have
now it's like, yeah,
it's really expensive, and so it's more of a financial burden on that marriage because you like, dang, we don't spend all this money,
it
and
is.
now you're working on paying off the debt of the marriage, paying off the debt, and then that becomes
So you starting off in debt. You starting off in debt. Yeah.
that part.
Yeah.
That part.
You start your whole marriage out in debt.
I ain't gonna talk about y'all podcast or what y'all got coming up next because I know that's gonna that right there. You and your husband take that on. Talk about that starting out your marriage and a financial burden and like what that does to, especially if you got kids.
Yeah.
You know, if y'all got kids together or you bringing
Right.
on kids. I took a family dynamic class last semester, and we talked a little bit about that. When people get married and they have kids, and what normally happens in a marriage, it be because of financial reasons that abuse happen or something is going like that. It's the finance of the household. The reason why dad's mad, mom's mad, and they angry, it's because you still got to pay bills, you got to take care of the kids, and then you got that Capital One card, everything else, whatever you put on for the wedding. Where them people at? Where them people at that came to the wedding?
Mm-hmm. Right.
I was like, I said, baby, I spent $40K for what? We didn't even talk about the dress.
And them people came and ate free.
They would have had
them people came and ate for free on your dime.
They would have had no French fries. But I mean, you want they're gonna say, what the world, Sean? But you want the niceness. I get it, because my sister wedding was nice, my cousin weddings were nice, everybody wedding out on winter with nice, beautiful weddings. But it's now when people get married out, and I told a young couple this not too long ago. I was getting my new ID at the courthouse, and I was like, I said, hey, y'all thought about a budget? Like they was looking at me like, what? Like, what's y'all budget? Who split what bills? How y'all gonna take care of this, and that? Like, I'm like, shoot, that's something me and my husband talked about before we went into marriage. Like, this how much we got to take out. This what we doing. This and that. Like, but again, we got married in 2009. I feel like there was buggies and horse carriages.
Look, we got married in 2007, so we were just right in front of you.
Oh, y'all was on gravels. Look,
we was on gravel. Yeah.
When you talk to kids now, they be like, "Was you around with Martin Luther King?" Baby, I'm not that old. But
right.
But I say that because, like, I really want people to understand when we talk about marriage, it's really, you really have to be committed to that person. And that commitment can change. That's why marriage retreats need to happen. Marriage retreats need to happen, like you just said, not just one time a year. It might be a quarterly thing. It might be just the beginning of the year and then you smooth one on at the end of the year. Because some people fight
Right.
things at the beginning of the year and then they fighting more battles at the end of the year.
Yep.
And
Exactly.
they right here with the divorce papers like I'm done.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yep.
like, is
I
that it?
literally just had a couple. I just had a couple. I just notarized some divorce papers a couple of weeks ago. I had a couple over, and yeah, and it was sad, but they came to me on the back end. They had already gone to the courthouse, got the paperwork and everything before, and all they needed me to do was just notarize the paperwork. So it was pretty much a done deal. And I hate that they didn't get to me before they
Yeah.
had gone through the whole process, but it is what it is.
It is what it is, but we know now we out here, we saving marriages, we breaking the curse of marriages being ending up in divorce, we showing kids happy
Mhm,
relationships. Um, like I tell
mhm,
people, I said I was around healthy relationships, marriages. I was around healthy marriages of my aunts and uncles. I didn't see them fighting fuss or anything
mhm,
like that. I wouldn't know what that looked like with my aunts and uncles, even with my own parents. So I would say that I
mhm.
had image. I know what that looks like. And right now, a lot of kids are fighting to find that image, that perfect
Yeah,
image of how do a happy, healthy relationship. I even seeing this going
right.
above the high schoolers,
Mhm.
just talk to them about marriage. Yeah, you might be boyfriend and girlfriend right now, but do you know what a healthy, safe, and honest relationship really looks like? Do you have that image? And a
Mhm.
lot of our young people that don't have that image, like they don't.
Right.
So we
They don't.
we as married women have to bring that up to the forefront. Like, hey, bring your young ladies, bring your young men, and let them see happy, healthy couples. Like I seen a TikTok last night of I think the woman was 89 and her husband was 92. And he said, she ain't going nowhere and I ain't going
Oh
nowhere.
wow.
And I'm thinking in my head, ain't nobody going nowhere but off that porch right there if y'all don't be careful. But he was saying they've been locked for this long. And I really felt that. I feel like if he died,
Right.
if one of them die, they gonna
Locked
it's
in.
literally, she gonna be right behind each other. Like they literally probably die within it with right behind each other because that's how locked in they is.
Okay. Okay.
And they were just talking about, and I wish I could have found that, could have saved that TikTok because they were just talking about their relationship
Okay.
and giving
Hey, I love
relationship
it.
advice. And I was like, listen to
I'm
this,
here
that's
for it.
what I can do. And they are 89 and they still kicking it and swinging it. I can do
That's
this.
good. I love it. I love it.
So I your Facebook page. We know how to contact you. We do know your current event is coming up soon. And we'll be in touch to just add on to some more events. If I see them go across my Facebook page, I will love to share them
Okay.
on the station page, just so that way, if anybody home,
Okay.
my homeschool moms, where you at? Where you at? My teachers, my educators that are married and want to do something fun on the weekends and without the kids, without the kids, but want
Mhm.
to come by
Right.
and go to one of
Right.
your Dukes Up events and just enjoy themselves. Y'all, she said the marriage retreat is already
Yeah,
full. So y'all can't come into the marriage retreat, but
it is.
we're gonna try to talk to hubby to get us.
Sorry.
We finna get us another cabin or something. We're gonna have to sleep in a hotel down the road, just roll into the marriage retreat. But
Yeah, just roll up on us.
look, my friend, don't Sean, you're still there. You be like, how you get here? Don't worry about it. I'm here. But
Right.
the one thing I would close out to leave with you guys that I felt was very powerful, that spoke very high volume on this podcast was having balance, setting balance and boundaries, and really understanding that your spouse should be there to build you up to encourage you, to motivate you, to help you understand your purpose and your power that's still within you. Like it's like a plug. The
Mm-hmm.
only way that plug will work is if you plug it into that source, right? So your husband is that plug, not your friends, not the going
Yeah.
down the road telling somebody else. Your husband has the
Right.
key. He knows you. So I would say, Marquita, that was powerful. That right there.
Well,
I'm
thank
looking at
you.
make sure she does take donations, sponsorships. Anybody that's looking that wants to donate to this organization to just help a marriage,
Mm-hmm.
just somebody take a spa day package. I know I have people on here that like, hey,
Mm-hmm.
dude, I have businesses. I don't know why other businesses don't venture out with other businesses. Baby, I love doing that. Let me talk to you real fast. So if I got a nail tech,
Right.
if I have a hair, somebody that does hair, manicures, pedicures, it's nothing to donate to Miss Marquita and say, hey, get us to a couple. Get us to a couple. Treat a couple for a spa day. Treat a couple for lunch.
Right.
A Starbucks gift card.
Mm-hmm.
Something. Or even sponsor a couple to go on this
Mm-hmm.
nice getaway.
Right.
This nice getaway. It doesn't hurt to just give back.
Mm-hmm. And a lot of times it can also, yeah, and those donations can also go to help a couple attend our events, and it won't be a financial burden on them, because a lot of times we have found that a lot of couples can't and aren't financially able to attend our events. So those donations will also sponsor couples to be able to come to those events free of charge or very discounted rates.
Definitely. I think that'll be good. Uh-oh. As we get her back into the room, I think she came back. You came back, Marquita? It froze up on my end. Look, we're in these Harrison Street. Anything can happen. I said, we out here in the woods. So anything. Y'all see this cabin behind me? We in the woods.
Right.
So anyway, so I thank you so much for gracing the page, talking to us. And I do plan on doing like a live, coming on to just going on Facebook Live and just talking to you guys more. But I mean, feel like y'all already got all y'all numbers for your getaway, but I feel like that we got to talk more to our marriage people, because I got a lot of marriage people on my Facebook page that needs to know more and more about your organization, and a couple of people that needs to help and support, that we need to get this out to not be so eager to spread the gospel about marriage, the bad marriage, and start spreading the gospel about good marriages and how we can save marriages. So I thank you so much for God downloading and in you and your husband that y'all seen a need, that y'all seen something that was going on inside the community, and you said, I will take that assignment.
Yes.
And seeing that it will be powerful, impactful inside the households of the children that are in marriages, unhealthy marriages, and learn to just help them grow, help the marriage grow.
Yeah.
Guys, again, I thank you guys for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe. If you have any questions, anything, please don't hesitate to put it down at the bottom. We'll get back to you guys. If not, this is the end of episode 2, and I have enjoyed you so very much. All aboard the Education Station.
Yes.
Bye, you guys.
Bye-bye.
Education Station.
Oh my God, it looks so clear. I can't wait to shop.
Yes,
ma'am.
Okay.
How are you, friend?
I'm doing great.
Good. This is my pre-K teacher, Miss Jasmine.
Hey, Miss Jasmine.
How are you?
Oh my God.